Hello! Look at that. Just like that. A click of the button. And we're live. Yep. Let's say we're live. Everything looks good. I hope you can hear me. My mic is being stupid. Every time I reboot my computer, it's like I have to reboot the Ada Mini, and then that makes it to where my mic has to be reset. Like, it's a pain in the ass. But, nonetheless, I'm alive. Am I as polished as I like to be? Am I completely in my composure? And am I proud of my current stance in this world? It's been better. It's been happier. You know, going through this divorce, which I am absolutely against. I told her a dissolution would be fine. But now it's part of my story, and I want my story to be part of this. I wanted it to be a successful marriage. I wanted us to both break out of our shells and you know, be happy together. But there's two sides to every story. We both have our feelings. Now, being told that I don't care, that I'm abusive and narcissistic, and just hearing all these things that I hear a lot. I hear this a lot. I'm like, man, I do care about others. I don't feel like I'm full of myself. I know I can't do what I want to do alone. I want great people around me. I don't think I'm a narcissist. Like, I actually want to know how I come off to others, and I don't want people to, yeah. But here's the thing is in my home, children cannot sit here and make racist slurs and jokes, especially about, you know, it doesn't matter what race or who you are, but when we have people in our home that are visiting as friends that are ethnically different, and you're going to sit here and make jokes about these people, not here. I'm not controlling what you say and do. You are your own person, even though you're a kid. You're not my kid. You're my stepchild. But in my home, I think I can enforce you to not use those slurs. And if your parent's going to sit right across from you and just roll their eyes and not do anything because they're an avoidant, and they just dismiss everything because they don't want to, the pain someone feels to where they just don't want to even interrupt their 8-year-old kids from making racist jokes at the dinner table with other kids around. Like, I used to think, oh, well, Joe, just be healthy, just help, don't allow this stuff to happen. And I'd get rigid. Fucking that day when they wouldn't stop making racist jokes at that table, fucking slammed my hand on that fucking table. I got so many fucking stories like this. And that got their attention. I said, not another racial fucking word or joke out of your mouth. Nothing. This is bullshit. Then I said, why don't we go upstairs and get Santi and bring her down here? Let's hear you say that joke in front of her. Now, this is the stuff that really hurts me deep. Our oldest, Hunter, when we first got together, we were having family meals at the dinner table. This was one of the things that we were doing as a family. We knew it was going to be hard for everybody. We sat down with everybody and said, hey, this is just a new rule in this household. And when we have dinners, they're going to be at this table. It's going to be with all of us. Did she do that before? No. Did I do that before? Kind of, not really, like consistently. Even now, Jonah's sitting on the floor watching TV while we're having dinner. Now, occasionally I will take the time to make a nice dinner, and I'll sit us both down at the dinner table, say we're having a dinner at the dinner table. And he knows that we can have both, and that's okay. And if Dad says we're doing it this way, he knows he's free to say whatever he wants. He can ask questions, but once my decision's made, and he can request something to change, but respect my answer when I give it to you. And that is the answer. I made a rule up here in the household with the kids. You're not allowed to ask why. You're allowed to ask if you may ask why. May I ask why? And we will let you know if you can ask why or not. And the only reason why I put that boundary in place with the kids. And the wife agreed with it. And I've even seen her use it once or twice. More than once and twice. Especially when we were early in the marriage. And the kids, you'd see it. They stopped. Every time you'd give them an answer, they'd stop badgering and they'd stop themselves. They'd be like, may I ask why? You know, and it just teed them up. And I think mentally as parents, that's what our job is to do, is to give them direction, to help them learn how to not just explain to them that they have to ask why. They have to ask if they may ask why, not just to say why, because it's disrespectful. And it's just like you would teach them to sit down and sit at the table, right, and put their hands on their lap and sit there and wait till they're served, like teaching kids some manners. Use your fork, not your hands. You know, not super strict around here. People think, well, every sock's got to be matched and put in the drawer perfectly. Not here. Not in this household, no. We all have... Now, the way growing up, it was we had a sock basket. And I don't want to be a sock basket family. I grew up that way. I hated looking for socks. I hate the stress around socks, especially when you just have a big basket. You got to find the best matching pair. That's not how I want to live. And being an adult, being able to make my decisions, I want to buy matching socks. So like I buy one brand of socks, and I'll buy like a 6-pack of them. And I do keep them together. And I don't put them in a drawer. I just throw them at the end of the bed, or they're in the closet with all the clothes. I put them on the top shelf, wherever. There's a place for them, but it's not that they have to be I just want people to be organized and somewhat, just be self-aware. You're living in a house with others. Don't be a pig. When I was my son's age, I had pop cans in my room. I had shelves in my room, big long shelves, and I had pop cans. Some of it still had stuff in it. Some of them didn't. Some of them had cigarette butts. Some of them had marijuana joints in them. Like, it was nasty. And the mold and shit. I was so proud of this wall of cans on my shelf that I was collecting. And one day they all came crashing down, and the mess, the smell, like, it was just... That's how I was brought up. And once I got my own place... Anybody remember that place on Columbus Street? Nicky Patton lived up on the top floor. Nobody? Yeah. Anyway. Rob Robinson. You were the best roommate I've ever had. When I had that apartment, Jerry Ruth lived with me. And that motherfucker got a tarantula loose in our house. So fuck him. Fuck you, Jerry. Fuck you and that fucking spiders. Yeah, it's summertime. I think it's 1998, 99, 90. No, end of 97, early 98. I was 17 when I got that place. Jesus Christ! And that summer, it was hot. And we needed an air conditioner. And we just moved. I just got this place. I got the apartment. I let Jerry stay with me if he paid his portion, which I don't remember how that shit went down now. But, God, the parties we threw. Yeah. But when I first got the place, I set it all up nice. Jerry wanted to sleep in the living room. I got the bedroom. It was my place. I was paying the majority of the bills and stuff. He was staying as a friend. But it was hot, so we got an air conditioner. We take this AC unit, a window unit, we bought from somebody for like $50 or $75, something like that. God, I remember scrounging for the change just to come up with $75 to get that air conditioner, and how that was so stressful back then. And getting gas. I remember I couldn't get a full... We didn't do full tank of gas in there. I couldn't get a full $10 worth of gas at that time. I had to get $8 or something, because I had to use some of that money for the damn air conditioner. Anyway... Get this air conditioner, so it's only this little small, it's old as fuck, it's beat up and nasty. We stick it in the window, fire it up, and it's working. It's blowing out some cold ass air. So we take some old sheets and bedspreads, we cover the doors to the room because we put them in the living room, and we basically insulated it as much as we could because it was a big open apartment. We made it the living room, like closed it off to make it all so that way we can sleep in there with AC and get a good night's sleep. I slept on the floor. I think he slept on the couch or something like that. Wake up to Jerry going, "Holy shit, where is he?" Oh, anyway, the night before we went to bed, I was telling Jerry, that pizza box isn't going to hold that fucking spider in that cage. He's like, dude, it isn't going. What's it going to do? Pick it up and move it over? Like, it's fine. So he had this like aquarium. They had put a big ass tarantula in it, and then took the pizza box from the dinner we had that night because there was no cover for this thing, which he had a smaller cage that he kept it in. But oh, we're here now. We got this AC. Let's let him out and let him in the big aquarium. And Jerry thinks this pizza box will hold it. I think he even put something on top of it to keep it a little weighted so that way the spider couldn't move it. But anyway, we wake up. And that box has been slid over just enough to make a little, like, little corner of it where the spider came and crawled up and was like, "Fuck yeah, peace, freedom," while we're snoring. Probably crawled across my face while I'm sleeping and laid some eggs in my mouth and my ears or some shit like that. Who knows what the fuck the spider did. Probably died in the first fucking hour for all I know. Or, as I always talk about when I bring this up, because this comes up sometimes. I think I was talking to my sister about it last time I brought it up a few years back. And we were like, yeah, I wonder if it's going to come galloping out of the fucking wall. Because I always waited for this thing. This thing was so big. I said there'd be a mouse come across the floor and you just hear this galloping, these 8 legs, grab it and just go into a hole somewhere. We're just going to sit there like, what the fuck? Yeah, not a big fan of tarantulas or spiders. God, I've come a long way from those broken, drug-induced days. Are you happy? Are you happy with yourself? Are you happy with who you are and what you're accomplishing? Or are you letting others pull your fucking strings? God, I'm so bad at that. Letting others pull my strings. My wife making me feel like I am the problem. I am a problem in our marriage. Just as she is. And the second you stop working together to be better, because we're all going to you're going to continue to have problems. You're going to continue to piss each other off. You're going to continue these things. She just stayed the night, Saturday night. Like, we were just in bed naked holding each other, telling each other we love you. And then yesterday I get papers in the mail of divorce. And she's been threatening it. She moved out in March. I've been patient as she does her gets close, then withdraws, then gets close, then withdraws. She's had this paperwork threatening every time she withdraws that I'm doing it. We're over. We're never doing this again. I'm filing for divorce. And I'd start bawling. Babe, just please give it time. Stop. And I would overcompensate. My fear of abandonment. Oh my God. Let's not talk about that one. I mean, she essentially is abandoning ship. And she wants to take a good part of the ship with her, which is her right. You can't have the good and ignore the bad, or you're going to taint the good. And I know where I fucked up. I fucked up by not having hard conversations because I felt like it would tear her apart and make this harder for her, so it would just end. When really all that would have done was just either got through to her and actually got her to fucking stop making excuses for everything in life and start actually fucking owning her position. She is a wife and a family, and we are both needing to do more than our 9 to 5s. That's another one. I can't stand this whole mentality of I have a 9 to 5. When I come home, I just want to play on my phone because that's all I need to do. I've already done my job. When you work from home 2+ days a week and you're sitting there on your phone on those days, and then when you're at work, you're playing on your phone. Like, I get it. My wife's amazing at her job and she does great work. But in every job, you're going to get manager time versus maker time. And how you use your maker time for your organization is important. And I do believe that if you want to take a 10-minute break and play a video game on your phone, you should be able to. But when you pull up that phone's, you can look at the stats on that phone and see the time spent on different apps and things. When you look at that and it's just pure unhealthy, the engagement on that phone and the games being played, like, I think these devices should have some kind of warning, notice of, toxic, abusive behavior towards the phone. Like, you're abusing, just like you would abuse a drug. You're abusing this for your dopamine, and it's so sad. And with the kids getting hooked on this shit, what can I do? Make sure my kid doesn't end up staring at a phone. Like, it's hard. It's entertaining. He's up there on his phone right now, probably. It's my job to make sure that he gets time away from that phone today and does something fun and does something engaging. So, I hate that my marriage is over. I could be 65 right now and this could be happening. That'd be worse. I keep on finding ways to so but anyway, she wants space. She wants to not help with finances. She wants to claim ownership in all these things, and she wants the dogs, even though she can't help afford them. I'm still letting her do it. Yeah, sure. Here, take the dogs this weekend if you want. That works for me. Like, she just texted me, asking if she can have the dogs for a couple days. Sure, you can get them on Friday and bring them back Sunday. And I'm just done with her. I am. Like, getting these divorce papers, I know it's been hanging. I know she's been struggling. I love her to death. I told her we'll do a dissolution come May. If she doesn't want to go to Hawaii with me and renew our vows, then let's go to Hawaii and at least sign a dissolution and be done with it. Like, that's how I want this story to end. I told her that back in March after she left. I have a plan, and I'm going to stick to that plan, and I hope you'll come with me. And she agreed to that plan all the way up until, Christmas, let's file for divorce. So, to me, yeah, like, I'm not going to be... I've been accused of coercion and money, like I hold money from... Like, I am taking money that I shouldn't be taking and paying for you to help us through this situation, and this is how you're going to repay me. And I've told her, I was like, I'm tracking everything that's being spent. She's wanting this big payout for the house. All this, to me, I'm just like, oh my God, all you can think about is yourself and your money, and that's all that matters to you. You don't care how this is affecting the kids, how it's affecting our overall, like, she wanted to sell the house to one of those people that just come by and buy the house as is, and like, we would lose like an extra $50,000 if all we have to do is spruce the place up a little bit, repair the fucking damage her kids has done to this place. You're cutting money from me. You're hurting my family. You're hurting me. If you don't want to be a family anymore, that's fine. But why do you have to be a selfish person and destroy things on the way there? Why do you have to be this way? That's what I understand. Tell me that I force her to come around and I force her to sleep with me and I force her to do. No, I don't. I'll ask if you want to come over. I love you. I tell you I want to stay married. I think you're going through a hard time. I think we can make it through this. That's not me pushing myself on you. That's me standing my ground and being a consistent, steady rock for you, even though I do lose my shit. And like when she does this withdrawal thing, I'll pursue, and like that has not been. I'm kind of embarrassed to be honest with you guys. Like I do have attachment issues. It is what it is. Yeah, piss off. Fucking, I have no fucking patience for somebody that fucks. Like, yeah, I'll end up forgiving her eventually. Not right now. Not right now. It's just so fucking cold. Someone that cold must be dead to me. Well, what's up, only Zeus? My first mistake. My second mistake. There, it's official. I am officially separated. She filed for divorce. So I don't think separated is the right thing. I think it's single. Abuse a drug. Other than that, y'all have a great weekend. All right. What you doing, big guy? Hold on. What the fuck? Getting some weird feedback in my headphones. Yeah. Anyway, what are you getting into? Are you working today? We need to sit down and talk shop for a bit. When's a good time to sit down and go over things for 2026? Well, the main thing is that there was a phone upgrade I had to do, and the $800. The reason why it was so much is because I didn't realize it at the time. I upgraded for the phone upgrade I had to do, but no. So your phone server, basically, we had to move it to the cloud, which I was planning on doing that after the first of the year, but 3CX kind of forced our hand to do it sooner. That's why your guys' phones quit working last week. Do you remember that? So I went in a hurry, being reactive, trying to get it going. I had to renew and move it to hosting, and we already had the license, but we had to do the hosting. So I had to pay for 2 years, essentially, to get it to go, and I just forced it through, and I didn't realize till after it was done. I was like, oh shit. That I added an extra year by accident. So we did save like $150 because we didn't buy it yearly. We did 2 years at once. So it's going to save you money, but it was an expense that we weren't ready for, if that makes sense. And I can... Well, that's what I was going to say is, do you want this to be... I went ahead and paid for it. I don't need paid back for it this... I don't know how it's going to fuck up my books, I guess. But... How do you want it to show up on this year's books, or are you going to do it on next year's books? How do you want to make that show up for you? I'm happy to do that. That's fair. Yeah, and normally I don't like doing things reactive like this, so that's why I'm taking some of the heat, because I'm not that... I mean, I'm pressed. I definitely need to get it back, but when I'm not that pressed for that, because I know it was reactive. If that makes you feel better, where I don't slip something in on one of those months where you're not, yeah, that sure. Yeah, and then I got to get what... I don't know what that means at all. Does that mean I have to come up with the money? Yeah. Oh. So, are you telling me that every month I have a new bill? How much? And I have no idea what we're setting up or how, like, who explains all that, so I will make sure that... Because when I did that form, she said, well, whatever money you want the money to go... Because when I asked about that field for the bank account, I said, oh, this is asking for my bank account for the business, right? She said, whatever money you want the money to go into when you get paid, that's the account it's asking for. I was like... Ah. Yeah, well, I'm not pissed about. I'm not trying to. I'm not blaming or anything. I'm just saying it feels. I don't know what's going on really, and I'm doing my like. I get that you guys are doing your best to help me too. Like, and normally if I was a true paying customer, it wouldn't be this way. I guess like you guys would probably sit with me and do stuff, and I get that. There is some level of that going on, right? Well, I care. I just want it done right, and I want to understand it. And I'm not going to be the professional at it. I just want to understand it at a surface level. Enough so that way I know what's going on as I'm managing every fucking thing else under the sun. So, Mm-hmm. But you're saying they're going to take it out of my personal account. The taxes out of my personal account, or well, I know how it works. I used to, yeah, I get all that. I know how it works. But here's the thing: is that yesterday when I went to get the mail, Mina and I, we were supposed to have Christmas last weekend. She stayed Saturday night, and Sunday she got all shitty and just left. It didn't really like. There was no communication or anything. And then I get in the mail yesterday divorce papers. So, apparently she knew she was doing that. Well, like I don't know what the fuck she's doing. Who knows what the fuck she's thinking or doing? But I want to protect myself, and how do we do this with taxes? Like, how do I protect myself here? What do I need to do? Well, well, my main thing right now is making sure that I'm like all the taxes. I'm paying all the taxes out of my. Like, I'm paying for all the taxes right now. I need to make sure she's paying something towards those taxes, right? I'm paying all the mortgage. I'm paying all the car insurance. I'm paying for everything. And she's not paying for... Thanks, boss. Whatever. Doesn't matter. It is what it is. It'll unfold how it unfolds, and I'll be just fine. I'll figure it out, motherfuckers. Yeah. I know I'm talking about my marital problems. They've been going on since March, so been acting like everything's fine on the outside. I mean, for me, I'm doing okay. My wife is struggling, has been for years. When she broke her leg, she started putting on weight, and I'm sure my being there at every move, like when you have somebody that's avoidant and someone like me that just wants to take care of them, and I'm sitting here just constantly taking care of them. Now they feel like they're. Yeah, I know I've caused issues, but it's about us both being healthy moving forward. We both love each other very much. She will tell you right now that she loves me. We just said I love you when we left. She's not going to say it right now because that's how she is. When she's in her feels, she doesn't know how to. And I hate that we could have a beautiful marriage if she would just get some help. If she would just focus on her and quit making everything external. Like, quit being a victim. I keep getting with women. You know, Melissa's definitely by far probably the sickest. And who am I to judge? I've just lived with these women for years and had a child with them and had to deal with it. And the way they handle things is so immature. And I am adversarial. I'm sure some people do see my acts as being abusive. People don't know how to take someone standing their ground and holding their boundaries while they're still able to be so nice and engaging. I wouldn't want to step on your boundaries, and I hope I never have or do. And my wife says I cross boundaries a lot. I wouldn't cross boundaries if I knew they existed. You know, you can't sit there and give me evil eyes for 2 weeks and then bring up something that you're mad about, and I have no idea what the fuck you're talking about because I don't remember the thing happening, or at least I don't remember happening the way you're saying it. And all that time has passed and you've held on to this grudge. Like, what does that do for us? Where does that put you mentally? Like, mental maturity, everybody. Just grow the fuck up. We're raising so many fucking people and just throwing them to the wolves, making them work their jobs, and like nobody's realizing that, hey, there's something much bigger going on, and we don't have to live this way. Just throwing that out there, everybody. But it's hard. It's hard to take risk. It's hard to get uncomfortable. Nobody wants to do things they don't want to do. I get it. And I don't want anybody taking my bitching about my wife is struggling. She's hurting. Okay? Could you imagine the shame and the way she feels for her to push things when they start to feel good and comfortable? Like, oh, this is starting to feel good. Like, ooh, no, that's not what I want. I don't want this anymore. If you don't want it anymore, then why are you here? You don't want it because of why? Like, can we talk about it? Maybe there's something underneath that, but you don't even want to confront it. You don't want to talk about it. It's leaving me with no alternative but to assume. It's not all doom and gloom. And when I do see, I refer to the Notebook a lot. She'll come out of it. I'll get a glimpse of my wife where she's like, oh, babe, I know I've been X, Y, and Z, and I know it's been hard on you, and I'm sorry. I know you're my person, and we're going to get through this. Like I get glimpses of her from time to time. And now that she's filed for divorce, I'm going to act as like, no, her not filing for divorce has given us hope, and I've held on to that hope. And I'm not asking for anything in return. I've given so much of my time, my efforts, the money that I do get, it's from all my hard work and getting others to trust and to allow me to do some crazy, amazing things with their tech stacks, and it's all worked out. So is everything going smooth? I'm about to call it a day.
Fine now.
Okay. Um, LOB apps and services in our list of applications that we have. Is Steven adding technology to, like, Chrissy was bringing up all these charges and stuff. She's saying is Steven purchasing services for Wegman Company right now?
Services?
Like I guess some video service or something he wanted.
We did the AI thing.
Yeah, and are we, like, how is that managed? Is that part of our tech stack, or are we keeping that separate from Wegman Company?
What do you mean separate?
Is that a Wegman Company tech stack component, and is that an IT department thing, or are we keeping that out of IT department for Wegman Company?
My assumption it should be under the IT thing.
Yeah, mine too. I just don't know how we're adding things without IT being in the know of it. That right
That
there
should have
is.
been the only thing that was added, and I think it was started as a demo and probably became a real thing. So, but everything else, he knows that he goes through you.
Are there any other things that are coming up that
Not
we're?
that I'm aware of.
Is it possible for us to get ahead? Because, like, it's going to be harder now, and with the friction that we already have, to do it after the fact. It's just so hard, and it creates so much friction. It'd be easier if we could just do this as a team. So I don't know how we can get. Let me know what I can change to get there. If it's on me, then it's on me, and I'll change that. But there's got to be a. If I'm doing it wrong, I'm just trying to get us to work as a collaborative. That's all. All right, I'm just finished getting things cleaned up. I think we're good for the holidays. We'll touch base after the holidays.
All right.
Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. Yeah.
That's beautiful. So, what the hell is that?
project, so I decided to drop you off dinner.
I'm not an architect. I'm a gangster. Somebody set the sky over the community.
Just stop. You're doing it wrong.
Beg your pardon?
See how he's holding his hand in between the rope like that? He's creating a wedge in between the rope and the windpipe. Tucking his chin is making it hard to expose the neck. Personally, I like to snap it clean.
I don't know how to do that.
Can I show you?
Yes.
Go. It's on and flick of the wrist.
Marry me right now.
Feeling the need for balance in your life? The Plant Pico Zen Garden is here to help. Designed for relaxation, this beautiful piece invites you to create calming patterns in sand and embrace moments of mindfulness, a stylish and soothing addition to your space. Feeling the need for balance in your life? The Plant Pico Zen Garden is here to help. Designed for relax. This beautiful piece invites you to create calming patterns in sand.
Holy shit, you goddamn what the shit. What the fuck is this? This has been on this for like days now. When is this shit going to ship? Can you not read that? Whoop. It is not shipped yet. This is an expedited replacement. Done on the 17th, Apple. It's damn near Christmas. Crazy.
Hey, Joseph.
Hey, Bill. Is this a good time to swing by?
Yeah.
Cool.
What
I'm
time
on.
will you be here? About 20 minutes or so?
Give me 30. I'm getting ready to go upstairs, put my shoes on, and head out the door. So,
Yeah, take your time because Kelly's not here right now, but she'll probably be here a little after 1, about
Okay.
1:15 or so. So,
sounds good. I'll see you in
okay,
a
all
bit.
right.
All right.
Thanks, man. Bye.
All right. I'm going to piss off now. Keep it heavy. Keep it real. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.